And first thing first, we have Madhurya and Naeem, and their topic was to make us understand legislative political changes and changes, how they are most important than any other changes happening in the environment. Right? So please tell me, we can start the discussion with the argument posted by these guys.
Sir,
Sir, shall
Silo.
I start?
Silo is what?
Sir, she is in also our group, sir.
Yes, she is in your group. I am not saying I because I had to toggle constantly between the groups that I made, which is not on this screen. I have to go back to the WhatsApp sheet and then I have to come. So Madhurya, Naeem, and Silo are there, and they can start the discussion with the political or legislative environment.
Okay, sir.
Sir, I can start now.
Please, please.
Thank you, sir. Uh, Good afternoon, everyone. Today we'd like to discuss on the topic legislative political sector and changes in it are most important for a healthcare organization in order to do the environmental analysis. The political environment can impact healthcare organization in many ways. It could add a risk factor and lead to a major loss. Changes in government policies make up the political factors. The change can be economic, legal, or social. Uh, it could also be a mix of these. It could also be a mix of these factors. There are four main effects of these political factors on the healthcare organizations. They are impact on economy, changes in regulation, political stability, and mitigation of risk.
Madhurya,
Legislative
Madhurya, can you
changes
please
in
keep Madhurya, please keep your mic closer to your mouth. I'm receiving very
Okay,
less
sir.
sound from your side.
Sir, now is it fine?
Yes, it's absolutely fine.
Okay, sir. Uh, uh, Legislative changes in relation to health bills, such as employment laws, contract over right of staff, rights of patients, direct payments, are some of the vital elements in the healthcare sector that are necessary to do the environmental analysis.
Right. You done?
Yes, sir.
Naeem?
Sir, I absolutely agree with Madhuja's point. Political and legislative environment is not only important to consider while formulating strategic plans, but they are the most influential factor when it comes to any business under consideration. I would like to highlight this with two examples. The Indian Patent Act came into force in 1970, and this made a very big change in the business scenario. This gave protection to intellectual property of many pharma companies. And but however, before 2005, prior to 2005, only process patenting was allowed, and so many pharma companies were able to produce identical drugs just by using a different process. Seeing this issue, there was an amendment made in 2005 and product patenting came into force. And as a result of this, now no matter what process one follows, one company cannot replicate the product of another company. Another example is the recent agreement, RCEP agreement, Regional Comprehensive Economic Partnership. This will also have a impact on business. And the current scenario is that India rejected to become a part of the RCEP bloc in South Asia. Although this would have provided a big push towards the government's Act East policy, India refused to become a part of it because of political reasons. This is mainly because of skepticism towards China's dominating influence in this trade bloc. So, as a result, we can say that political environment can have a major influence in businesses. That's my point, sir.
And that was a beautiful presentation, son. I must congratulate you. Silo,
Sir, I completely agree with Madhurya and Naeem
Silo,
and
please,
the
please
thing
keep
that
the mic closer to your mouth. I am not getting your voice enough to be able to listen to it. Please keep the mouth
am I
closer to me.
audible, sir?
Yes, now clear.
Oh, thank you, sir. I completely agree with Madhurya and Naeem about what they were saying about the political changes. And the thing that I would like to add about the effects of the political changes in the healthcare, like political situations directly affect the country economic settings. So, and rise, rise and fall of the GDP actually affect the healthcare system, the country, and also uh, again the government setting up policies on like healthcare insurance policy like the Ayushman Bharat for the healthcare services uh, for 50% of populations of India actually make people to actually educate people and uh, make them uh, have health insurance and to uh, actually make them came to know what health insurance is and let them have an health insurance policy. Uh, all I can
I'm so sorry, but there are most of the part I missed because you again removed your.
Hello?
Hello?
Yes, sir.
I'm so sorry, बेटा तेरा mic फिर से mouth से it went away from your mouth. So some of the part of your discussion I missed, but still, uh, to all the kids, legislative and political changes basically they want us to think in a direction wherein we would see how the environment is changing, and the major legislative changes that has happened in the field of healthcare is greater accountability, greater emphasis on corporate governance. I would have loved to listen to any kid who actually would have mentioned. Naeem referred to it partially, but still, most of the kids, all three of you, missed the major part of the corporate governance. They missed the part wherein earlier there was a scenario when all the insurances were provided to us by the employers. But then this scene has totally changed, and now employer-based insurances are again not happening in our healthcare industry. All the companies want the employees, even if they are getting for the insurance, either they are going to pay partly for it or they are not going to pay at all for any of the insurances. And people actually have started spending lesser amount in health insurances. That has happened only with one factor, that competition has increased because of the political changes in the environment and legislative changes in the environment, and the private insurance companies were allowed to operate in the country. That was another change that happened in India's environment. And because of that, private players came, the competition started increasing, and because of that increase in competition, the cost of individual health insurance has gone down. Who was dealing economic changes? I just need to. Nivedita,
Yes, sir.
are you there with us?
Hello.
Would you like to contribute anything with regards to
Yes, sir.
economic changes?
Good afternoon, everyone.
Please.
Today's our GD topic is economic environment changes. Economic environment and healthcare. So, it's environmental analysis is a strategical tool. So, it is to all the external internal elements
Nivedita, one more time, I have to request you, please keep your mouth closer to your mic.
instruments.
I seriously am
So,
getting very little
health
voice, very less voice.
is important.
नहीं बेटा नहीं सुनाई पड़ा.
Hello. Okay, okay, sir. Uh, So, is it okay now?
हाँ अब
Hello.
ओके. अब ओके बिल्कुल 100% ओके अब. It is okay Nivedita, please continue.
Okay, sir. So, economic environment and healthcare. Uh, environmental analysis is strategical tool, so it's to identify like all the external and internal elements which can affect the determining how to improve our outcomes and lifestyle pattern, like through interactions between their individual, their healthcare providers, and clinical setting. So health economics is also significant in healthcare planning also. Like it also helps to evaluate such choices, like health economics uh, in, in attractive to them, since it also promises to help improve the allocations of their health resources, their increases in their efficacy, identify more cost effective their technologies, and evaluate alternate source of health finance. That's all, sir. Thank you.
Right. So economic changes, the way Nivedita told us, was something more generalized in nature. Because I have told you so many times that whenever you are going to talk about the economics, then you should start your discussion with demand and supply, right? Because this is the backbone crux of economics. Any economic discussion, if it is not talking about the demand and supply, then we actually are not discussing economics. That's why I told you that what Nivedita told us was more generalized in nature, though it was correct. Though she tried to find out certain relevant information for her discussion, it was correct, but it was not specific to the economy. It was more of a general nature. That is one argument against the Nivedita's deliberation that I have. And whenever we are discussing economic changes, since I am telling you that we have to start discussion by demand and supply. Whenever we start discussion with of supply, we have to we have to keep the cost part into consideration. Now let's see how the economic changes are affecting the healthcare sector. Healthcare is one of the largest and biggest. That's why economies of scale is there. Social costs are falling because again competition is there. That's why the social costs are falling. Total spending of people is rising. That simply means it is not indicating that people are spending more on healthcare. It is that the people are more disposed to spend more in generalized items for their regular life scales. And since now the cost of or procedural costs in healthcare sectors are falling, that's why even if they need the help of healthcare sector, that's why then they are willing and able to pay for those lesser prices. And this part is common to both in legislative and economic, that employers are becoming day by day more unwilling to share the cost of insurance for the employees. It has now become the burden of only the employee. It has now become the burden of only the person to procure an insurance and bear the cost of that insurance. Then we had Amina, Ardavanki, and Joydeep. All three are there.
No, sir. Amina is absent, sir.
Amina is absent. Okay, fine, taken. Ardavanki and Joydeep are there.
Yes, sir.
Fine, please start your discussion. Social
Okay, sir.
demographic changes.
Uh, Good afternoon, everyone. Today, my topic is social or demographic environment and changes in it are most important for a healthcare organization in order to do environmental analysis. First, like understanding the environment that surrounds, so no different from it. Sociological trends, then demographic changes, trends in the way people live, work, think, and their lifestyle choices have all affected have all have an impact on the way the patient care is being delivered, and the healthcare organizations have to constantly try and find out new and innovative ways to render their services to to the consumers. Partnerships with new market participants from industries such as retail, telecommunication, technology, wellness, and fitness are also expanding and reshaping the healthcare system. A rise in the middle class has also fueled the increasing demand for more health options. For this, I think effective partnership are needed among the between the public and the private sector to meet these expectations. Like for example, earlier patient used to get the services of a doctor only at a clinic or at the hospital, but now doctors are able to provide their services mainly over the phone due to the wide acceptance of the fact that the lifestyle of the people are changing and they are spending a lesser amount of time on their health and want everything on the go. And moreover, as India is the country where more than half of the population consists of the youths, and they are all well adapted to technologies and are also earning decent amount of salaries to go for these services, and also the current situation has also forced us to stay at home and take self-assessments for our health, and also rely on new methods of healthcare organizations that are using. So these factors have forced the healthcare providers to adopt new changes and deliver the patient care as needed. So that's all from my side, sir. Thank you.
Who is next? जयदीप के साथ कौन था?
जी sir,
हाँ प्लीज.
Adavanti sir. Yes, sir, I agree with Jaydeep as that demographic has been crucial in the first stage since population change are a key component of changing health needs. Demographic analysis look at behavior change in the population and how this might change a population structure like age, gender, race. Demographic shift and socialized change are intensifying pressure on health system and demanding new direction in the delivery of the healthcare. The aim is that demographic change affect the healthcare system in many countries as changing demographic are associated with higher treatment costs.
Are you done, Adavanki?
Yes, sir, that's
Okay, fine. I must point out that Joydeep actually brought in a very beautiful point that demographic changes in India they have been observed by world over. India now is considered as a young population country. the number of youngsters in India is very large. And that's why the changes happening in technology, the changes happening in social and cultural environment, they basically are changing the way companies are required to behave in the market. India itself is a young country now. India is no longer a country of old people. That's why the changes, the population is very, very adaptive to the latest changes in technology. And those technological changes are changing the social structure. And this change in social structure and along with the technological changes is changing the way companies are required to behave in our market. So healthcare is, since the young population is there, that's why they are not afraid of seeking advice, and they are not afraid of spending money for that advice they are seeking. And in previous point also we have seen that yes, people's spending power has increased. It is not indicative that yes, the people's earnings capacity has increased, though it has. But again, apart from earning capacity increase, the people's spending power or spending willingness has increased. So increase in GDP of the healthcare in overall share wise. Lifespan of people has increased. This increase in lifespan actually has put in extra burden on healthcare. And this increasing lifespan, though we are calling ourselves as a young population, as a young country, but still we have a very large section of population which is considered as old people. And this population again is larger than the population of many countries. 135 crores we are, and out of this, not less than 30-35 crores are old people. And if 30-35 crores are old people, then it is the population. This population is more than the population of many countries. We know Israel is fighting. Only total population of Israel is 90 lakh. And suppose and see that 35 crores are old people in India. So we are a large population. That's why since the average lifespan has increased, that's why the older people number has increased. And this increase has actually put in extra burden on the healthcare. And healthcare now is required to provide tailor-made services to suit the individuals who are more technologically aware, informed, and are able to seek second advices. Who is next? Dipanjali, Karovi, and Shravani.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Please, who is starting? And they are required to discuss the technological changes.
Yes, sir. Good afternoon, sir, and my dear friends. Today's my topic is the technological environment change in it are the most important for a healthcare organization in order to do the environmental analysis. This is true that the healthcare environment, technological environment changes is very important because as we know the term technology refers to the application of scientific knowledge for practical purposes and the machineries and devices that developed as a result. We are currently living a period of rapid change where we are suffering from the COVID era. Here, the many of the technological changes imposed so abruptly on the healthcare system by the COVID-19 pandemic may be positive and it may be beneficial that some of this transaction be preserved or modified as we move forward. There here at present situation, as we know that the patients are not allowed to go to the hospitals, but they have to take their consultation and they are taking through the help of technology, which is like through telemedicines, through virtual conversations with the doctors. And this is the most prominent time, sir, where we are beneficial, we are taking our benefits from the technology, and which was not before at all. That is that the last year and the present year. So I think so it is very important for the healthcare organization. That's all, sir.
Okay, fine. Next.
Yes, sir. I agree with Dipanjali. technology which brings together tools to promote development, use, and information
Who was the
exchanges
previous
has.
state? Shravani.
Yes, sir.
If you are Dipanjali, then previously
No,
it was
no,
Shravani. Oh, sorry, I was
no.
awarding wrong marks to
Previous
wrong
one
kid.
Dipanjali.
Hey?
Previous one was Dipanjali.
Previous
Now
one
it's
Dipanjali,
me,
you
sir.
are
Shravani.
Shravani. Okay, please continue.
Yes, sir. So, that technology which brings together tools to promote development, use, and information exchange has as its main objective of making tasks easier and the solving of many problems of mankind. The development of new technology help to save lives, and it also improves works and the world better. So the development adoption of technology in healthcare has lead to better diagnosis and treatment of patient. So, sir, there are some benefits like information technology that enables healthcare professional to stores data relating to a patient's health records that reduces the chance of medical errors. And there have been many advancement in technology in healthcare like robot surgery, health wearables, telehealth, which has the potential to improve the quality, safety, and efficiency of healthcare delivery. That's all from my side.
Okay, done. And
Good afternoon, everyone. My name is Karuvi Deori, and I'm completely agree with Dipanjali and Shravani. Uh, uh, and sir, technology importance in healthcare because health information technology present numerous opportunities for improving and transforming healthcare, which includes reducing human errors, improving clinical outcomes, facilitating care coordination, improving practice efficiencies, and tracking data over time. A number of industry analyses have observed that increased accessibility of treatment is one of the most tangible ways that technology has changed healthcare. Health IT opens up many more avenues of exploration and research, which allows experts to make healthcare more driven and effective than it has been that than it has ever been. And technology has brought about a massive and welcome changes to healthcare industry. Patients now have access to some of the best diagnostics tools, new and cutting edge treatments, and a myriad of minimally invasive procedures resulting in less pain and quicker healing. There are some points which explains how technology has changed in the healthcare industry, like digitalization of health records, mobile app technology in the medical field, and electronic medical records, big data and the clouds, improve patients' care, information and communication technology, telemedicine, telehealth. That's that's all are some of the points, and that's
oh,
all for my side.
okay, these three kids actually presented their thoughts in a logical and sequential manner. Dipanjali gave us that how technology is changing and the reliance on technology is increasing. Shravani actually supported it very, very nicely. And Karavi gave us the totally new viewpoint that yes, with the help of technology, the reliance on technology, since it is increasing, but because of the help of the technology, the fault rate or mistake rate or failure rate is reducing, and this now is able to support our previous observation because this failure rate is reducing, this fault rate is reducing. That's why the lifespan of people is increasing. Since it is increasing, that's why the reliance of older people and healthcare sector is increasing. That's why the healthcare sector is again getting under tremendous pressure, but with the help of technology these guys are able to till now are able to match. So this discussion was actually very nice. But since technology is being increased, that's why the cost of usage of technology is also increasing. Since the electronic records are available, like Karavi told us, the big data. That's why the records, historical records, as well as the past treatment records are now available at the touch of. doctor's fingertip. And since those records are available in its exact clarity and accuracy, that's why the doctors are able to make more or better decisions. And the last part that I because now all the four groups are over now.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Okay, fine.
Yes, sir.
So please give me a judgment. Which part is most important?
Sir, political.
Political. How?
Sir, it can influence all the other three factors.
Yes, political is gonna affect everything and anything. Political environment is gonna change even the legal environment. Political environment, if it is changing the legal environment, they can change the excess of population of technology. Political environment, if changing the legal environment, is gonna change the social or cultural environment also. So political environment though is one of the most important environments. That part I also would agree. And now I believe it is the result time for me. I have identified the last group. I am very much impressed because they presented their thoughts in a very nice manner. And the stars of the show was Joydeep and Naeem, and partially Nibedita. She was brave enough to present her thoughts without the support of her teammates. So Nibedita was bravest. Naeem and Joydeep were stars, and last group was very impressive. Congratulations. Now all of you can take rest. And I seriously am very happy today because all of you spoke, all of you presented very nice thoughts. So this discussion was very fruitful. Please take some rest and we'll meet in next class.
Thank you,
Thank
sir.
you, sir.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you, sir.
Sir, excuse me, sir.
Beta.
Sir, I missed my attendance.
You
Sir,
missed
Karabi here.
Kharobi, you missed your. बेटा मेरे को तेरा नाम याद हो गया आज तेरे ग्रुप ने बहुत कमाल किया मैं लगा ही दूंगा मिस नहीं होगा ये ठीक है
ठीक है.
चलो टेक केयर बाय